Buddy, driving. Just taking tandem to get he got his 2 weeks electric check and he's great. But anyway, I figured I would talk to you about sportsmanship and being mean. Last weekend, I actually competed in a sorting event. I have gone to maybe 3 or 4 previous ones and watched my sister and brother-in-law compete. And I went and I watched. And 2 times ago, I noticed this mother and daughter team. And they were really, really mean to their horses. And last weekend, I competed for the first time in a sorting event. It was awesome, and thanks to Bill for letting me ride his horse. But anyway, so this mother-daughter team is sorting, and sorting is you have 10 cows, you're in a round pen, and then the announcer guy will tell you what number to pick, and you have to pick it. Then you go you sort that one cow out, and you bring one cow in at a time in numerical order. And there's 2 people on a team, okay? Anyway, so this mother and daughter team, and the mother is a vet, so that even, I don't know if that makes it worse, but the mother is a vet, the daughter, I don't know. We all debate on how old she is, somewhere from 13 to 18. So, she's really, really mean to her horses. So, in the sorting, like you have to, it's a small pen, you could lope a little bit, you can go, but like if the cows go one way and you go the other, and if 2 cows, the wrong cow or 2 or more cows go the gate, then you're done. And she yells at the cows, and she calls the cows scum buckets and yells at him, which, whatever, I guess. But as a spectator, I was very offended by that anyway, like her yelling. She wasn't swearing at them, but she was calling them scum buckets, and that kind of was offensive to me as a spectator. But I mean, wouldn't be enough to warrant a Facebook Live. But she was mean to her horse and mean to her partner and really mean to her daughter. So like if the cow went the wrong way, the cow went in, she would yank her horse. So she's wearing spurs too, so she's spurring her horse, she's yanking her horse all over the place, and she would school it in the little pen as they're waiting for the cows to go up, or she would just run around in the little round pen area, again, being really mean to her horse, spurring them, yanking him, the horse is flying all over. I felt so bad for these horses. I really, like I said, was offended. And she would yell and scream at her daughter. If her daughter made a mistake, she would yell and scream if she made a mistake, because she never made mistakes, ever. It was everybody else's fault. It was the partner's fault because she didn't tell her what to do. It was her fault. It was her horse's fault, but it was never her fault. And she was very loud about it. And very mean, like I said, really just mean. Would yell at her partner, even if it wasn't her daughter, would yell at her daughter. I mean, I watched her make mistakes where she let cows go by because she was facing to the left and the cow snuck by to the right, and it was totally her fault, and she would totally yell at her partner, and God forbid, again, if it was her daughter, she yelled at her even more, and she was mean to her horses. So why I'm discussing this, because I sat there on Pepsi waiting for my turn last weekend and watching her, and I'm like, this is going to be such a kicked off. I must have went through a bad area. Anyway, we as exhibitors, sports people, we have to remember that people are watching us, and how we treat our animals, our dogs, and how we treat each other is a reflection upon the sport itself and us as individuals. I'm telling you, the lady and her daughter, they cleaned up, they won, they did, and nobody clapped. They got all 10 cows in, which is really difficult to do. Nobody clapped. I didn't clap, and then I turned around and I watched everybody else, because everybody there kind of knows that they're kind of jerks, right? They're mean to their horse. So we have to, as exhibitors, as dog people, whatever, we have to realize that we are ambassadors of the sport. And if somebody just walked up and they saw what we were doing with our dogs, we absolutely at least need them to walk away with not a negative thought. So I know on occasion we all get mad at our dogs. It happens. We're human. And it's okay. It's okay, because I beat myself up sometimes too when I get mad at my dogs. And it happens. Like, they're not robots. We're not robots. We get mad. It happens. But it should not be a pattern. It should not happen all the time. And we need to be cognizant of, it's not our dog's fault. And if something goes awry, just let it go and regroup and leave if you want. But yelling at your dog, being mean to your dog, like deflating when you're running your dog is not good. A, for your dog, B, for your relationship, C, for your teamwork. And I'm adding the component of what does a spectator, what do they see and what do they think as ambassadors of our sport. So next time you're trialing and you get mad at your dog for some reason, try not to. And if you're going to get mad at your dog, just leave the ring, put your dog away, and go huff and puff by yourself and leave your dog alone. And be nice to your dog regardless. Dogs don't fill out entry forms. They don't write the checks. They don't care. They don't know about titles. They don't understand ribbons. All they understand is they have a good time with us. So we need to remember that when we're trialing our dogs and training them as well. Because it is a spectator sport, and we need to be... Not because it's a spectator sport, because we just need to be nice to our dogs, right? But this Facebook Live is coming from that I witnessed bad sportsmanship in a sport. If I witnessed that as a trial chair, I would talk to them. But I talked to my sister and Bill, my brother-in-law, about talking to the organizers about their behavior. And they're like, they don't think they would do anything. So I don't know, like as a spectator, as an exhibitor, like if I should say something. Maybe next time, I'm going back in 2 weeks, so maybe I say something. I don't know if it's I don't know what to do about that myself. As a trial cheer, though, I know that I would want to know if people were being mean to their dogs. If I didn't see it in the ring, if I saw it outside the ring, if somebody was abusing their dogs, being mean to their dogs, I would talk to them. It goes beyond in the ring itself, right? Because I've witnessed people being mean to their dogs outside the ring after they've left the ring, because we need to hold people accountable for themselves, and they should not be mean to their animals in the ring or outside of the ring, right? I know that organizations have somewhat of rules, and if you want to compete in organizations, you can't be mean to your dog. So anyway, food for thought for you guys. Think about this is a sport we play with. Our dogs don't, like I said, they don't fill out the entry forms. They don't care. And we need to be nice to our dogs and be ambassadors for the sport. So if you think about it, maybe in that perspective, maybe that will help a little bit. Like I said, coming from being a spectator myself and a competitor in a new sport, I am watching everybody and watching how people are acting, how they're treating their horses, what are they doing. I watch that. And so we have to think of that ourselves as we compete with our dogs at trials, at training,